Good morning, YouTube. Alright, today I'm going to show you how to do something in the kitchen that you may not have ever seen before, but it is so good. I'm going to show you how to make pork broth. Rich, delicious, it will elevate anything you use it in, and it's easy. You need a little bit of patience, that's about it. Alright, let's cook, y'all. We got a family to feed. Alright, here are our pork bones and rib tips on our veggies after 20 minutes, giving that a stir. Not too much color yet. We're going to let him go back in there for a while. And if you know what, if we don't like the color at 45 minutes, give it another 20. We are starting something that many of you will not have had any experience with, and that's fine, but I want you to try it because it's one of the most intensely flavored broths that is out there, and it can really be used in a ton of things, okay? We're doing a pork broth, right? So we're doing this the way we would do most roasted broths. So it starts with a roasted base. So I guess technically, okay, it's a stock, because otherwise we wouldn't use bones, right? But pork broth can be used to make all kinds of soups or stews or sauces. Anytime you're using pork, great. You can do Asian style stuff if you add a little ginger and a little extra garlic. Great. You can make noodles. You can make your own homemade ramen. That's what a lot of times what we do with it. Or you could grill a pork tenderloin and put little medallions of pork tenderloin in a bowl of really phenomenal, richly flavored pork broth over potatoes, and that's a genius thing that I gotta do now. All right, so here we go. One onion I just cut up into wedges. So about 4 carrots. Probably you could do 3, but I had 1 lonely carrot left in the package. I couldn't stand that. I scrubbed these. I did not trim them, so everything's in here. 6 fat cloves of garlic. And we have 2 types of pork that we're going to use. These, about 3 pounds of pork neck bones. And this is a very meaty, very bony situation here. So there's a lot of flavor, and there will be a lot of body in the finished stock because these are going to release a lot of the collagen and the gelatin, okay? Something I did not know, which I knew, I got this wrong for a long time. I got lucky. You can't give corked. Don't give anybody corked anything. Don't give your dog cooked pork bones. I always thought it was okay. I thought that was one of the safe ones. But apparently that can shatter or produce shards like that, which is pretty sharp, or that's a bone, yeah. Anyway, and that can damage their throats. All right, this is rib tips. It's just where the butcher has sliced off the end when they're doing pork spare ribs, just like that. Are we focusing here? I'm getting a little better by catching up where the focus is. So this has got a lot of bones. It also has a lot of meat. Now, all of this has a lot of fat. This is about 1 pound of the spare rib tips. There is a lot of fat in here. That's okay. We're going to deal with it. First of all, we're not ever going to let that come to a boil. We're going to keep it at the lowest possible simmer. And because of that, we're not ever going to have to worry about getting our cloudy broth. All right, so to this we're going to add, just very simple, a little bit of oil. We're already going to have to do a good bit of skimming because of the fat, but we want to aid in the browning, okay? Because roasting develops flavors. We want to capture the flavors in our broth. And then kosher salt, not too aggressively. You don't want to cloud your soup. And you want to be able to adjust for seasonings depending on what you end up using this for. All right, 425 degree oven. This is going to go in for 45 minutes. After 20 minutes, I'm going to turn everything around, give it a little toss, but a total of 45 minutes, and he will be done. Okay, I took a few extra minutes. So all in all, I had right about an hour, okay? And we rescued a baby cat, and he's only about 5 weeks old now. We've been bottle feeding him for several weeks. Anyway, he's in here and he's talking. All right, so we're gonna transfer everything to our stock pot over here. So this had right about an hour. I tossed everything, but you can see how much color developed. Like that. So not only did we develop color, it released some juices. And these are all on this sheet pan, which I'm tilting to take a look at. Okay, if it's just juices, I'm gonna throw it in my pot. If there's enough to be worth separating the fat from the juices, I'm gonna do that. Most of the time, it's just a little bit of fat, which we don't want. But I'm gonna consider it. I'm gonna take a look at it. Oh, now you're in here too, baby. It's kind of funny, the baby cat looks like baby cat. Baby cat is the name of my big fluffy black cat that sits in the window up here all the time. And this little tiny itty bitty thing, which we have not named because we're trying not to get attached, even though he's really not that pretty. And I think he's just gonna be here. He looks exactly like baby cat's baby cat, which I think is hilarious. That's really hot, so I'm moving that out of the way. And because we have been bottle feeding him, he has a tendency to come running right at my feet, which scares me because he's still so tiny. Okay, so here is our pork and our roasted vegetables, okay? We're gonna add enough water just to barely cover it, and it's gonna go on the stove to come up to a simmer. We're never gonna let it boil, but we're gonna simmer the fire out of it. So we have added our cold water. All right, here is our pork broth that has had about 4 hours at the simmer, and every time I go past it, I've skimmed it. I see a little bit more that can come off, but this is just about perfect. See how clear that is going down in there? Because here's the surface, but it's absolutely crystal clear. That's from not boiling. We haven't emulsified the fats back up in there. Perfect. Our pork broth has come up to a simmer, and you see all this foam? You're just going to start skimming that off. It's the proteins and the gunk. A lot of cookbooks just refer to it as scum. That's a lovely term. But you're just gonna, whoop, got a piece of onion. You're just gonna do this. Now, as you do this, you're also gonna capture any fat that might float to the surface. I don't see a whole lot yet. So it either hasn't rendered out, or we already rendered most of it when we roasted the pork in the oven. All right, so now this is gonna go for a while, and as this simmers, every hour or so, come by and just pull off any of the gunk and scum that floats to the top, okay? It'll help keep your broth nice and clear, and the flavor really, really succulent. Our pork broth, oh my goodness, has had right about 6 hours, okay? And I just kept skimming. Now it's ready to strain, so I've got a strainer. You can strain it with cheesecloth, you can use coffee filters, although that takes a while. You can use clean white cotton, your choice. All right, hi little kitten. And this is it, you just strain it off, just like this. Super easy. And here we go. So that's what it looks like when we're straining. All right, here we go. Here's our broth. And it is perfect, and it is rich and fabulous. Thank you, Joey. Joey's unloading the dishwasher. Now there is a tiny bit of fat left on the surface. Hold on. Oh man, that's good. All right, there's a tiny bit of fat left on the surface, which is fine, because when we refrigerate it, that bit on the top, that will congeal and we can lift it right off. But give it a taste. It is unbelievable. The flavor is amazing. It is rich and deep and perfect and ready to make some of the finest ramen you've ever had. Or the pork medallions I think I'm stuck on. Either one. Hey YouTube, thanks for watching, and if you thought that video was helpful, do me a huge favor. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit the little bell so you get a notification whenever I post a new video. And if you have a second, hop on over to Patreon and check out how to support my channel even more. Again, thanks for watching.